introduce he built an SMS app designed for time service. So treat not just an anonymous it's conversation so they practice. The text really well. In fact, I got one last week. We're talking live, real-time updates as things unfold. The perfect code content. Please join me. Imagine the viewers, team, co-founder, Rebecca, David, our that we're going to that you can wear. Alert your loved one in the event of an emergency. Second to just that. Her team, our dedicated group, has millions in the the application drew over 75 billion annual API requests. Communication. Right? Those applications the past year have reached 1 billion devices on the planet. That is reach application that you all have been visiting over. Congratulations. That's what you all are doing a lot of stuff. See, 18 months ago, with 2 and in the past months, we've been 2 products to 10 products. These are building. You get better and cooler communications interactions in your customers. Things like messages that are now for you. We have a state to months into production 6,600 times got better. Break that down for you. That's production deployment every business day. 3 years. Production deployment. We charted out the burn-up production deployments. Or the major new products that we shipped with those deployments. That's agility. Continue to take feedback, keep on, and the Twilio present yourself teams that are empowered, they are solving the roadmap. This is a true story. Call center. The great directory. What would you say in-house? She said no. 0. Availability. is hard. Anything only two: luck and engineering. It's small on luck for a period of time, but when you get scale, your luck runs out. It's just, and that's the framework to build resiliency with operational model for short. It vectors excellence. Documented, train small teams, and we continually reevaluate them on these 6. They must demonstrate performance. It's not that's we've got education. And teams communicate with each other. That's what they do. You now have hundreds of communications engineers available to you as an extension of your team. Now, a company that's done a lot of work and in many ways been a pioneer in building on Agile and software. And that company is ING Bank. In fact, some global employees, they're switching to Agile, not despite their size, but because of it. Because that's the only way that you can move as fast as you need to move to satisfy customer expectations today. In fact, documents which are on their website, you can go find them. It's really interesting. They talk about their strategy of moving fast. And they talk about their enablers, how they're going to do it. And the number one enabler for the company is we need to be agile with short reporting lines and the right people empowered to make important decisions quickly. Sound familiar? But what's interesting about this is not just the R&D group. It's not just an innovation team. It's the entire company. From the top down, being told to organize into small teams and act agile. It's amazing. Now, one of those small teams is working on their call centers. And they have a project they call Call Center 2.0. See, they have a problem. ING was formed about 25 years ago with the merger of several banks. And so they ended up with a bunch of different systems. In fact, 17 disparate regional systems that they use for contact centers to talk to their customers, and they need to consolidate those. Because with 17 disparate legacy systems, they get no leverage. They have to make changes 17 different times, compliance, all of it. It's not actual yet. So one of those teams is tasked with solving this problem. And it's interesting, because once you get the mandate from the top down to be agile, to have small teams, allow them to self-service, provision services, allow them to move fast, and always be shipping, you know there's really only one way you can possibly build that next generation contact center. So I'm really excited to say that out of 6 competitors that were in the mix, Twilio is going to power their next generation call center. And the thing is, the competitors that were in the mix were the usual suspects, the people you'd expect a global bank to go to. But only Twilio and only building blocks allow them to satisfy the needs at scale In fact, they're using many of our different products. They're building a true omni-channel experience for voice, chat, video, using TaskRouter. They're using these building blocks to build a differentiated experience for their customers. In fact, I have a quote from one of the leaders, and the quote talks about the importance. From Rutger Smith, he says, Twilio allows us to use contact center as software. Yes, it is so cool. I've been on the stage for 5 years talking about the agility of software. And it warms my heart to see one of the largest companies on the planet embracing that ethos. They're truly at the leading edge of this. You know, there's another quote as well. He said, with Twilio, we're going from 13 different implementations to one solution for all. And the key thing about this is that you can't service the needs of many disparate business units across many countries and many continents if you don't have building blocks that you can reconfigure for the different needs of all those different parts of the company. Building blocks and software are how you do it. So there was a team who was tasked with figuring this out. And they came to Signal last year. And in fact, they were inspired by many of you out there who showed them what was possible with software. And during many workshops throughout the course of the last year, they created proofs of concept to test their hypothesis that they could use software and could use APIs and building blocks to build the next generation call center. And prove that the agile model would truly allow them to throw out their legacy solutions and create a truly unique, first in its industry, omnichannel customer experience for all of their existing needs. Theo Frieswijk, Rutger de Smet, Peter Schrager, Hessel Dijkstra are the doers who made that possible, who proved to ING that they could migrate their global call center and innovate with the power of software. They are our third doer of 2016. Awesome. It's so cool to see such a big company innovating at the pace that they are innovating. I wouldn't have thought it was possible. It's amazing. All right, next up, I want to introduce Patrick Meltap, the Vice President of Products here at Twilio, to talk to you about some of the things that we have been working on.
Hello, folks. As Jeff said, my name is Patrick, and I head up the product team here at Twilio. And I'm really excited today to unveil some new products for you. These are things that we've been working on now for years. We have full control over a global, redundant, voice connectivity platform in just minutes. Lookup is the next service we offer from the Super Network. Lookup provides basic phone number information and is useful for making routing decisions. You also ask for new communication primitives as well. And last year, you got access to IP messaging and programmable video. Creating a video conversation or a chat client application at global scale was easier than ever before. You asked for higher level building blocks. So you could have Twilio do even more of the heavy lifting when it came to building your applications. And so last year, we used Authy, helping you secure your users and build your own contact centers with even more power and less code than ever before. And in March this year, you saw the launch of Twilio Interconnect, a dedicated connection to the Twilio platform. Interconnect allows you to connect with Twilio in 4 different ways: with MPLS support, VPNs, cross-connect, or AWS on-net. You can connect to Twilio on your own terms. And whether you're looking for simple connectivity or complex call orchestration, Twilio has the building blocks. And although over the last few years, we've gotten access to many new building blocks, we still woke up every day looking at all the amazing things that you were building and felt that there were more opportunities for us to help you do more with less code. One area in particular stood out, and that was integrating with partners. We all know that building engaging communication experiences requires many building blocks, in addition to the ones that Twilio provides for you. And we think that working with third-party building blocks should be just as easy as working with Twilio's. And so today, we're announcing the ability to extend Twilio, enabling third-party building blocks through something that we're calling add-ons. Add-ons enable you to combine the features and functionality of other services directly into your Twilio applications. There's no need to redesign your communication flows. All you need to do is console, and you can enable add-ons for everything. As soon as you click that install button, the third-party functionality will be available directly in your Twilio application. All right. So what are these add-ons? Well, there's add-ons that Twilio supports today. The first is number add-ons. Number add-ons allow you to integrate third-party phone number data directly into your Twilio applications. Access to a wealth of information around phone numbers. Like, you're able to check to see if they're fraudulent numbers or spam numbers. And this helps you with your call routing decisions and your application logic. You can route things that you might think are fraudulent or spam or robocalls to one part of your call center, and you can route the other things directly to your agents. The next set of add-on is message. Message add-ons enable you to access the content of the message and perform analysis, returning the results to the Twilio application, enabling things like the ability to detect the language of a given inbound message via third-party providers. You can use that language information to route to the appropriate agent as well. Final type of add-on that we're unveiling today, recording add-ons allow third parties to analyze your existing call recordings, giving them access to those recordings and allowing you to get more meaning out of your existing applications. So let's take a look at how add-ons work as part of your call flows. Add-ons in programmable voice allow you to invoke the partner functionality for every inbound to the Twilio network. Before Twilio sends a webhook back to your application, we will go and invoke the third-party partner, collect some data, and then we'll pass that data back along the webhook when you hit your. Now imagine being able to wipe away unwanted calls with phone intelligence and add-on from White Pages Pro. Phone intelligence helps identify robocalls or telemarketers, letting you determine which calls get through. And phone intelligence is one of just almost a dozen add-ons available for programmable voice. And on recordings, what we have to offer for recording add-ons, we have partners like IBM that will allow you to get deeper insights into your calls with almost no development work at all. Just the push of a button in the Twilio console, and you can start getting more meaning out of your applications. So how does that? Well, in messaging, it works almost the same as it is for voice. Both the partner functionality, giving third parties access to things like your message bodies, and then we'll webhook back with the results of the analysis from those third parties to This allows our partners like IBM, who we're going to hear from shortly, to analyze the sentiment of given message, helping you prioritize which customers you should prioritize a conversation. And none of our add-ons are also available just like voice. Just the push of the button in the Twilio console, and your messaging apps will get a whole lot smarter. Well, what about those of you that want to actually do direct queries? Well, add-ons also support for lookup as well. This is great for getting information before you start. We have that add-on provided by a partner, Payphone, that enables you to understand that a given mobile phone number has changed ownership. This helps you cut down on unwanted messages and calls to things like TCPA. We think that with
expressed who it's talking about, what it's talking about, and where it's talking about. This ultimately will allow you to transform what's possible in your applications. So, today we're going to show a live demo of our message sentiment add-on, which is pretty cool. All of in this demo today.
Yeah, so if you guys could switch over to the computer, you can have a look at this application. So here we have a new build. You'll see this fancy-looking spaceship here on it. And the way that this demo is going to work is following. You see this shortcode right here. You'll be able to text into that shortcode, and what Twilio will be doing once we add the IBM Watson sentiment analysis add-on is we'll analyze the sentiment of the message. This station is fueled by your positive energy. So you need to send in messages that have positive thoughts, and that will help us fuel it. So you can see right now, some of you are already texting in. We haven't added add-ons yet, so we're not able to get that positive energy that you're sending our way. So let's go ahead and add add-ons to this application. And we'll show you how in just a few lines of code we're able to integrate the IBM technology. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to head over to the Twilio console. So this is the console that we're using, and you're going to be hearing more about from Rob later today. The first thing that you're going to notice is there's this brand new section of the account portal called add-ons. So I'm going to go navigate to the add-ons, and you'll see there's a whole collection of add-ons that are available inside the add-ons marketplace. So I'm going to go ahead and click the IBM Watson message sentiment add-on. You'll see just a few clicks of the button. There's an install button here. I'm going to go ahead and add this functionality to my Twilio application. Into this application now includes an extra JSON object that includes the add-on properties that we've added. You can add multiple different add-ons to the same application. So you'll still, if we switch over to this demo here, you'll see that there's still not anything going on. Why? We haven't changed any of our code. So even though now our applications are getting this data, it's not doing anything. So let's jump over and change some code here. So this is a pretty simple application. It just has a get request, which loads that page that you just saw, and then post requests that are coming to this shortcode are routed directly to this SMS route here. So we're going to go ahead and add a few more lines. We go var add-ons equals JSON parse, and we'll grab the request body. And then there is a new property here, add-ons. Great. So that should load in the add-on object that we're passing to your application. And the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and create a new variable here called Watson. And Watson is going to be add-ons results. And the reason there's this results object is that you can have multiple different add-ons and that's going to be Watson dot. And now we're accessing that Watson object that was returned to us. So inside Twilio, you can go to the documentation, and you can see what that object looks like. There's this value here called doc sentiment, and a bunch of different properties underneath it, like types or index. We're going to go ahead and access that, and for this demo, we care about type. Elliot, I don't know if you can tell them a little bit about what is returned in that doc sentiment there.
Absolutely. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes when you're analyzing your SMS messages here. In addition to the positive and negative polarity of the expression, we're providing an intensity score to help you understand how strong an emotion is being expressed, and also a mixed flag that allows us to understand those more nuanced statements. Maybe someone's expressing positivity and negativity at the same time. Ultimately, these messages go into the Watson cloud, where they're analyzed by thousands of computers, where we use artificial neural networks, employing the latest in deep learning technology to understand what your customers and users are saying. This allows us to take the cognitive technology that was once in the ivory tower of the world's greatest corporations and put it in the hand of everyone. Optimization mission.
Right. So you can see now, these emojis are indicating the positive sentiment that we're all texting in, and we're using the power of that positive sentiment to propel the traffic forward. Speech recognition services, or using voicemail detection. Across all the add-on types, we have 20 different add-ons that are available from almost a dozen different partners. With add-ons, 1 million access 1 million developers Twilio. So I know what many of you are thinking. How do I build my own apps? Well, add-ons is a marketplace for anyone who want to put something into the hands of 1 million developers powering the future of communications. When you publish your add-on, you will be able to set the price for that add-on and determine which functionality you include. Bundle in one add-on, or you can split it up across multiple different add-ons through the marketplace. The add-on will then be vetted by the Twilio team and added to the marketplace for broader consumption. So if you have unique capabilities that can change communications, and you want to make those capabilities available on billions of transactions, we encourage you to sign up publisher in our add-on marketplace. If you're interested in becoming a publisher, please head over to twilio.com/marketplace. Get yourself registered, enabling new communication experiences with just the push of the button. More and more publishers to add their unique capabilities to the Twilio platform in the coming months. And for the rest of the Twilio developers out there, the marketplace Twilio console. Start adding third-party building blocks to your Twilio applications today. Now, next I want to invite up Rob Spector to go through some of the brand new additions that we've been putting in place as part of our developer experience.
Dropping some Node.js code. I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah, that demo was out of this world. Boom! Okay.
Yeah, I tell you what, we have a bag of goodies for all of you Twilio developers out there. Since last we talked as Signal, we've been hard at work. A brand new developer experience. A reimagined experience for you as a Twilio developer to get started building Twilio applications, to get those applications in production, and to troubleshoot them once they're there. We're dead excited to show you these new tools here today at Signal. Now, folks, if you know me, I'm not a big fan of PowerPoint. So, with you, we're going to ditch the deck and show you right now with these tools what you can use right now to build on Twilio faster than ever before. Does that sound good to y'all? What's been going on?
Yeah, so hi, I'm Zaya. I'm the product manager on the console team, and we have been hard at working in all of the console. And Twilio started out as just 2 products. Now we have over 10 products, and we're growing all the time. So something that's really impressive is that we needed to actually be able to build a space and a user experience that would scale with us as we grow. And that's what this new console does. So I want to make sure that we get a chance to really see this. So let's dig in and see this console. So when you land into the console, you're given this home page, which is a dashboard, a centralized dashboard with a left side navigation element that has all of your navigation all in one place. If you click into the product menu here, you'll see you have access to all your Twilio products and services. And now you have the ability to pin the products that you use frequently, making sure that they're accessible so that you can use them wherever you go within the console.
Oh, so when you pin one of the products, it stays on the left-hand nav, like your entire session inside the console, so you can get to the Twilio products you want to work with the most.
That's right.
It's like, this is going to be fantastic. My mom can see stuff all the time. She's going,
going to be a power Twilio user here. So yeah, now we have all these extra products, and we're adding a couple new ones over the coming days that you're going to hear about. We really wanted to make sure that we had a good getting started experience across our entire product suite. And I want to show you one new one that we've created, and this is a getting started wizard for SMS, to onboard with SMS. And so, first things first, we want you to get your first Twilio phone number. I've already got mine, so I'll skip that step. The next thing that we want you to do is learn to send a message. So I'll go ahead and enter the message body here, hello signal, make that request, and yeah, there. Twilio goes ahead and that request on my behalf. We guide you through the step by step to make sure that you understand how to now process incoming messages, teaching you a little bit about Twilio's markup language, Twilio, within the process.
so it's like a friendly little Sherpa, like guiding you through with
That's right.
using a Twilio product. That's amazing.
It is. It's pretty cool, and we're really excited about that.
Man, I'm really excited to log in too. This is going to be great.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And we think this is something that's going to be really useful across all the brand new getting started pages as you really get the partnering with the team at Twilio to make sure that we have the Twilio application as a native experience within Twilio. So now you can test and prototype easily without having to leave the console. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new Twilio bin here. Let me give it a friendly name. Hello, signal.
Hey, you can whistle. This is pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm going to actually just type some response code here.
Wow. So inside this little block, you can write any Twilio response to any webhook without saving up your own web application or your own server.
Yep, that's it.
Man, this text message is gigantic, by the way. It's huge.
So there we go. We've got some valid Twilio here. And I'll go ahead and save that out. Tells me it's valid.
Okay, but where does this go?
webhook. Instead of configuring on a webhook, though, I'll go ahead and enter my phone number here and configure this messaging via Twilio. And I'll select the Twilio here, Twilio signal. Bam, you are ready to go and prototype all without having to leave your phone.
Prototype any static.
Community project into the fold as a native Twilio experience. This is unbelievable. Kevin, that's going to be a tough act to follow.
It is indeed.
Now, you've been working at Twilio for a while. You've been watching developers use the documentation for a few years now. What have you done?
Something incredibly unsurprising, which is that when developers read documentation, they're going straight to code. Throughout my name's Kevin, and I work on the developer education team here at Twilio, and we've been very hard at work over the last year, remixing our document with code first. Now, earlier this year, we launched a new tutorial format, which takes you step by step through full example Twilio applications. Not the dictionary, that's kind of strange feature, but you can step through Twilio applications in the primary languages and frameworks you use to build your applications and see how to build real Twilio use cases for two-factor authentication and call tracking. So if you haven't had a chance to check out tutorials, I would definitely recommend you do so. There's over 150 of them out there. There's bound to be one that you can pick up and go. But today for Signal, we're actually dropping a few more features that we hope will also put code first for the rest of your documentation experience. Now, the first thing you're likely to notice is responsive design. It gives code samples plenty of room to breathe under a large external monitor. It also resizes nicely to work alongside the text editor when you're working on your laptop.
Well, so if you have a text editor that's just 80 columns, you get one experience. But if you're using a more fully featured IDE like Visual Studio or Eclipse, the documentation will make room to read the documentation and write the code at the same time.
That's the idea. And we don't know what two developers have exactly the same development environment. So we've also designed both a
Go back to
okay, back to dark.
okay, go back to light.
Light.
Okay, I want to use this light. Okay, just go back and forth. Just go talk, y'all!
I'd be lying if I said that was the first time we did that. But in addition to the fresh code paint that's been put on the documentation, we've also added a few more features to help you drill down the content you're looking for more quickly. So, as I mentioned, we used to have 2 products. Now we have 10. Navigating the documentation content that you're looking for can be challenging when there's so much of it out there. So we will allow you to filter the documentation content based on the products you use.
Doing pretty good. I'm doing awesome. Man, I'm not going to be fair if I were you. No, basically, I think it's just like attack here 27. Well, it's not going to be good. That is kind of something fantastic.
That is a what I'm going to do about that.
We've been working on some really rad stuff with troubleshooting Twilio apps. What's been going on?
That's right. Hi, my name is Carter Bassa, and I'm the product manager for this team here at Twilio. And as Rob alluded to, we've been building an amazing new debugging experience for Twilio developers. So before I can show it to you, So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go back to the tool bin that Zaya created so flawlessly, and I'm going to go out of my way to insert a bug into this formal document.
And that is a very literal bug.
That is, it could be more literal. Toolbin is screaming at me that this is invalid tonal, but I'm going to completely ignore the advice of Toolbin. And now, here's where I need everybody's help. First, please take out your phones. Hopefully, we still have it open from Pat's demo. And I want you to think of the name of your favorite. And I love this. And I'd love for you to type the name of your, text the name of your favorite band to the number that you see on the screen. Just imagine that you built a Twilio application, you texted the name of your favorite band, and you get back in the city that you live in. This is a Twilio application all of you built today, and the canonical Twilio demo experience is that you'd be texting into this number to be getting a reply. However, I'm going to guess that none of you have gotten a reply right now. Yeah, and by the way, that's good. Twilio is working. However, my app is broken. So as a developer, this is very frustrating. Luckily, there is now a visual indicator in the app telling me as a developer, hey, an error has occurred with your account. So why don't we dive into this error and see exactly what's going on? And that will bring us to the new debugger. So the first thing that you're going to see is errors that have occurred in your Twilio account browsers. And lo and behold, we have a bit of a spike in errors right here in the last few minutes. Thank you so much. And you can click into any one of these errors, exactly what the error was, what some of the possible causes might be, some possible solutions. You can even see the entire HTTP request for that error.
You know, that's super helpful. But obviously, when you have a Twilio app of even moderate complexity, you probably have 15, 20 different webhooks that you're going to be answering. How do I find the errors that are occurring for a specific endpoint?
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you're using multiple Twilio products, you're checking a bunch of webhooks. Some of them are voice webhooks, knowing that an error happened isn't enough. So now we make it really easy for you as a developer to take all of these errors and collapse them and group them by the actual webhook URL itself. Oh, you can see every part of your application is experiencing a problem, exactly how many errors it has experienced, and even how it has experienced the error. So, for instance, this third voice webhook seems like it's having a hard time. So, as a developer, I can instantly click on this, and now I have a filtered view of all the errors just for that one voice webhook.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. So you're getting insight not just into what's broken with your Twilio account, not what's broken into your Twilio app, but the individual components of that Twilio app.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You think this is going to be no problem. You can see all the errors that are taking place in and around Seattle.
Wow. Full search inside the debugging experience of Twilio. A brand new developer experience from Twilio. Reimagine from front to get faster, to get started with Twilio, to get that out into production, and then troubleshoot it once it's there faster than ever before. That's pretty cool, right? Now, this has been the work of over 50 people on 5 different teams at Twilio, and all of them care about feature in particular in this experience, and that's it's the one that says give feedback. We can't wait to hear about your experience with the new developer experience from Twilio. Thank you guys so much. You guys feel like one more product? You guys feel like one more product? Yeah. All right. Well. This one is going to blow your hair back, I'm not going to lie. So we're going to call up LFA himself, your Twilio CEO. Let's give it up for Jeff Lawson!
Wow. That was some really cool stuff. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Matt, for introducing us to a bunch of cool Twilio new things. And in fact, there's a bunch of things going on here at Twilio, and I want to talk about one kind of thing in particular, and that's the Internet of Things. The thing that makes things into the Internet of Things is, of course, the Internet. So you have to connect them wirelessly somehow to that network, and there's basically three ways that most IoT applications connect to the Internet. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, cellular wireless. In fact, most IoT devices today use short-range radio technologies like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to connect to the Internet. About 95% of IoT devices. There's a few problems with it. First of all, of course, they really work where you have a router for Wi-Fi. At home, at the office, but it doesn't work if the thing is traveling with you. With Bluetooth, it works if you're near your phone. But what about applications where you're not here? Things like farming, agriculture, industrial. There's a lot of problems with how these things get deployed, but also a lot of problems with how you end up using them. See, I don't know if your Wi-Fi is anything like mine. I've got to restart, turn off Wi-Fi and turn it back on about a dozen times a day. Restart my router sometimes. Bluetooth, I was to repair the devices. It's kind of annoying. It's annoying when you got a laptop with a screen and a keyboard and all that, and you can fix it. But imagine a device embedded somewhere. It doesn't have a screen, it doesn't have a keyboard. When they stop working suddenly, it's a really hard, annoying problem to solve because your IoT just lost its eye. That's all. So what about cellular wireless? Cellular wireless is a great solution. Why? Because it just, first of all, you take the device out of the box, turn it on, and it connects to the Internet. There's no SSIDs, PK, SK, IT, whatever you have to configure, none of that. No care. It just works. It works pretty much everywhere. We've wired up almost this entire planet with wireless connectivity. It's amazing. No, so the technology isn't the problem. The problem with wireless, cellular wireless, is the carriers. In particular, the carriers' business model. How innovators can work with them. See, if you're a hacker and you want to start building a prototype, you can walk into 7-Eleven and buy a SIM card, or walk into a carrier store and get a plan, like the $50 a month voice, text, data, throw it in a device and start building. That works for one part. But where are you going to get the next 10, 100, 1,000, million cars to actually take that idea and ship it to production and scale it? Right? Now you can go look at the carriers, but they're not designed to work with innovators. You have to commit large sums of money up front. You have to spend long periods of time. negotiating with them. All before you even have an idea that customers have told you is any good. And as we all know, as developers, experimentation is the prerequisite to innovation. You have to be able to get started very easily with little. Let's talk first about the business model for innovation. So there's 5 components of Twilio programmable wireless, and here's how they work. First of all, SIM cards. The physical hardware. Your first SIM card costs $5. That's what you start packing with. And when it gets time to scale it up and ship it at scale, those become less than $1 a piece. We have APIs for you to order them, and you can order them at scale. So those are the SIM cards themselves. Next, data. And data is really interesting. So first of all, we've got a plan that's measured in gigabytes. So this plan is just $25 per month per SIM card, and it includes a gigabyte of data. For additional gigabytes, it's just $15 a gig. That works great for high bandwidth applications. But many applications for IoT only SIP data. They don't need a lot of bandwidth. In fact, the average use case for like fitness trackers, they only take about 5-10 megabytes a month. And so we have a different plan for those kinds of use cases. The megabyte, which is just $2 a month per SIM and 10 cents per megabyte. And all of these prices decline with volume. All right, so next, voice and messaging. Voice and messaging are actually really easy. They're exactly the same as our pricing for voice and messaging in the United States today. 1.5 cents a minute for phone calls to a device, and 0075 for text message sent to a device. And then the last bit is the commands API. And commands allow you to reach the device wirelessly without having a full TCP/IP connection. It doesn't use the data. It just sends commands to the device in a very power efficient way. And commands cost just half a penny per command sent to or from the device. And as always, with everything Twilio, the business model is no minimums, no contracts, no commitments, and volume tiers that increase your price at scale. Now, before we move on, I want to introduce another company and a friend of Twilio's. That company is Particle. Particle is doing for hardware hackers and makers what Twilio does for software developers. They have a prototyping board that you can use to prototype and build IoT devices, and then when you're ready to take it production, help you to produce it at scale. So please join me in welcoming the CEO and founder of Particle,